We got the 10th season of Impractical Jokers on True TV. Let's talk to Brian Q. Quinn. What's up, buddy?
Hello, Q.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. How you doing out there? What's going on?
Hey, has it gotten harder over the years? I mean, you guys had a movie. Everybody knows who you are. Is it harder and harder to pull off these, these skits when everybody knows who you are and knows you're screwing with them?
We can't. If someone knows the show, we can't use them. But the good news is we shoot in New York. We shoot in Manhattan.
Yeah.
There's 8 million people on like a 14-mile island. So
True.
There's always suckers around, that we can play with. And by the way, if they don't know the show, it actually annoys me at this point. So we're even like harder on them.
Hey, which is the one? Because you guys have throughout the 10 years, you have regular ones, regular dares that you have to do. Which one makes you feel the most uncomfortable? Because to me, the one where you guys go to the buffet and take food off people's plates and then try to weigh whoever's got the most poundage wins of food, that to me I would feel so uncomfortable doing that.
That is it's very odd, that one, because there's weird dynamics at play. This is the weird psychology you pick up doing this show. Like, in theory, if you're at a buffet and you have a rib on your plate, and I come and take the rib off your plate, it's weird, but you shouldn't get angry because there's endless ribs in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yes, but that's my rib.
There's like this, right? You're like, you become possessive of that rib. And it is weird to come up against that because people get angry. I don't know if it's just the type of people that go to buffets or whatever, but like they get angry. So it is those tiny interactions. I don't like making people angry. I prefer people to be like, what is going on with this idiot? But to do that, you have to make yourself look like an idiot. So it all sucks, to answer your question. Every bit of it is horrible.
And Brian, my wife is all in. She does the marathons on the weekend and everything. I go back to season 1. What season did you guys add these celebrity guests? Because I think that was brilliant.
Just last year.
Was that just last year?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, what happened is Joe told us that he was going to exit the show. And obviously, look, I love Joe. I talk to him every day. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's not going to be the same show. It can't. You know what I mean? So we were like, let's lean into that. Let's spend a season playing with these celebrities and delineate before Joe, and now we're shooting season 11 and 12, and we're not shooting with celebrities as much this season. We're still having friends coming in play, but less formally, because, man, scheduling celebrities is it is tough.
Yeah.
They got a million things going on. They're trying to get to New York for this one day, and they only have 5 hours. So we kind of wanted to delineate what the show was like without Joe. And now we're kind of getting back to basics just without Joe.
Yeah. Brian, I don't know if you guys did this on purpose. So I have kids. I have a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, then a 10-year-old, right? This might be the only show on TV where you can have a kid 10 and someone that's age 100 and watch it and all enjoy it.
Oh, man, I love it. Let me tell you something, and I mean all sincerity, that is our favorite thing to hear about the show. We hear it up to. I watch it with my grandmother. You don't understand. I'm watching the show. My 70-year-old mother's there. My 17-year-old kids are all watching it together. And we didn't plan it that way in the early seasons. But as around season 3, we started realizing that was happening. So we adjusted the comedy slightly, but in a way that I don't think anybody noticed, but paid big dividends of it being like an entire family show. On an emotional level, we're very proud of that, and we're very happy about that. So thank you for saying that.
Well, I was going to pitch you on my idea for an adult-only show where it's cannabis-driven and it's Impractical Tokers.
My friend,
Were you...
in the last couple of seasons, there have been a couple of bits that were fueled by cannabis.
Hey, Q, at what point was there a season, an episode, something you guys did where you realized this was a big frickin' deal, where you knew you made it? Because obviously you guys grew up, did the circuit, the Tenderloins.
Regular guys.
Yeah, and then when did you realize, holy crap, we got something going here?
It's a great question. It's hard to say because we make the show in a vacuum. We keep our heads down and we go away. I think there was there was a tipping point of not being able to go out without people coming up to it. It comes in drips and drabs in the beginning, and then you're like, oh, like I can't leave my house without somebody being like, dude, I love the show, I love the show. And that's the start of it. And you're like, oh, wow, we're making something that's resonating. And then we started doing the tour, and we were like, man, like people showed up. We sold out Madison Square Garden. We went to London, the O2 Arena, which is bigger than Madison Square Garden seat-wise. We sold out 6 nights in a row. And it was like, you just can't even fathom it. And you're like, this is insane. And we're in London. So
sure.
It's funny. And there's that thing, too. We actually outsold Adele. And if you go backstage at the O2, there were no pictures of us, only pictures of Adele.
You've sold out here in Columbus, nationwide.
Oh, yeah, man. So it's like, and our shows are different. Like, people come and they have a party. Like, it's more of like a hang than a show. It's really... so it's just things like that where you're like, I can't believe that these things. I'm an oaf from Staten Island, Yeah. So it's like these things are crazy.
And you know what's cool for us, Brian, is we've had, whether it's the Pawn Star guys, the American Pickers, Murr has been on with us since season 1. I don't know how many times. The way now you see the specials and you hear the concerts and Adele and the savvy that you guys grow over these 10 seasons and how you deal with the fame, and it's cool to kind of be on the ride with you in a way.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you. Yeah, it's everything. Nothing is worth doing by yourself. So it's like the ride is the whole thing. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Hey, tell us, Bret Michaels is a friend of the show. It comes on all the time. What is his involvement with your show? I just saw the trailer, and what's his involvement this year, if you can, as much as you could tell us?
Oh, no. His involvement, that big one that you probably saw, the clip one, just aired recently.
Oh, it did? Okay. Give us a little, I'll go back on I got you DVR'd. Let us know, what was it?
Yeah, it was, it was great. It was such a fun punishment where Murray was, he was this weirdo in a restaurant, and Bret was telling him what to say, and then at the end, Bret comes out, just when he gets everybody pissed off, Murray gets everybody pissed off, he comes out and sings a duet with Murray, and the whole room melts.
Oh, that's great. Hey, have you played?
Yeah, well, we had Murray's wife there. Murray didn't know it. We dressed her up like a mega Poison, like an 80s Poison fan. And then she came over and started, like, cooing at Bret Michaels in front of Murray. So, it was, she was in on the show. It was pretty fun.
Oh, man, I have a DVR, so I'm going to watch it. Hey, Murr, Joe, and Sal have played the Funny Bone here. Are you doing a stand-up tour? Do you do stand-up?
The Drive tour?
We do the Drive tour is us on stage. The Impractical Jokers up on stage. The guys all tour solo. Murray, Sal, Joe, they all tour. I don't, because I like touring with my friends. Mm-hmm. Like, everything I do, I want to do with my friends. So the notion of, like, going places by myself with a microphone, just, I don't know. You're
my type of guy.
Well, that's a different animal. That's a whole different animal, yeah. And Murr's writing books and everything. You guys have really parlayed this success, too, which is cool.
That guy is a machine, Murray. He's always working. I'm too lazy. I'm like, hey, man, we got a good thing going. I want to chill out and enjoy it.
Hey, have you with a popular show, who's you ever been starstruck, where you go somewhere and you figure out, like, Robert De Niro is a fan of Impractical Jokers? You been starstruck?
Oh, it happens so often, man. I'll tell you the biggest one. We didn't meet him. Jeff Daniels was a huge one. We got to meet him. That blew my mind. He was telling us, like, stories of Dumb and Dumber. But the biggest one, we didn't actually meet him, but we shot this episode in L.A., and our security guard that they, you got to hire them for insurance purposes on set, is Paul McCartney's main bodyguard on tour. And he was telling us, dude, every night on the tour bus, Paul watches Impractical Jokers. And we're like, no. We're like, get out of here. He goes, I'll text him right now. Murray, I don't know why Murray does this, but he goes, ask him who his favorite is. So we text Paul McCartney, and 10 minutes later his phone goes off, and he goes, Paul answered. He goes, tell the boys I said hello. I love the show. Q is my favorite on the show.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to be watching Thursday nights, season 10, True TV. Q, thanks so much, brother.
Great stuff, Brian.
Thank you, guys.